Hello and welcome. You're watching Verdict 2016, the show where we get you the latest from the poll-bound states. I'm Ishan Russell and these are the headlines that we're tracking this evening. Under pressure to name successor, DMK Supremo Karunanidhi says younger son MK Stalin can become chief minister if nature does something to him. Health reasons force Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi to cancel a two-day visit to poll-bound Puducherry, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And a special focus on the Kollam district in Kerala, where two LDF allies have switched sides to the UDF to throw the fight wide open. The first up, news from Tamil Nadu, where under pressure to name a successor, DMK Supremo Karunanidhi indicated that his younger son, MK Stalin, was his inheritor. In an interview to a prominent news channel, former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister acknowledged that Stalin can become Chief Minister only if nature does something to him. Karunanidhi, however, maintained that he will be the Chief Minister for the sixth time if his party wins the election in the state. He also said that Stalin was the foremost in the party who could take over as Chief Minister after Karunanidhi, but only after the Assembly elections. And senior journalist T.R. Ramachandran now joins us in the studio to help us understand, sir, the succession in the DMK. That's been the big problem, and that is perhaps why there are very weak opposition in this poll. As far as Stalin's perception on the ground, within the workers, within the party, and the larger electorate of the Tamil Nadu is concerned, how is that, and how is this succession war going to shape out in this election?
Well, I don't think, you can really call it a succession in the real term. But I think Mr. Karunanidhi, at his age, he's 90 plus, is finding it very difficult to get the family together. The family is up in arms, thanks to his elder son, Arigiri, who had been given complete charge of southern Tamil Nadu, which provides no less than 9 seats to the Lok Sabha. In 2014, because of the difference of opinion between the father and the elder son, he made it a point to go against the party diktat, and the party did not win 1 seat from southern Tamil Nadu.
Right.
This time around, though it is well known that he is totally against his younger brother Stalin being made the heir apparent, he has, kind of made it very clear by holding a press conference that the person who is going to become the chief minister is Jayalalitha herself. And he would do everything in his capacity to see that the area that he's covering, the votes do get transferred to the AIADMK. Be that as it may, I think for the first time it's a very welcome statement made by Mr. Karunanidhi given to a local television channel that in a worst case situation, which means that God forbid, but if he is no more, the only successor they have in the party is Stalin. But that has been known for about 2 years plus now. There's nothing new in that.
But how does the electorate view Stalin?
I think in Chennai proper, where he's been a mayor as well, I think his reputation is fairly good. But there have been instances and aberrations where, he's tried to mingle with the public and something or the other has happened and he has burst out into the open. But at the end of the day, yes, as a politician, he's roughed it out much more than his elder brother. He's gone to jail several times. He's had the police, hit blows on him, so on and so forth. Any politician who goes through the mill of facing the police, going to jail, coming out, fighting for the rights of the DMK and the vast number of people that DMK is supported by. But I think the most important point we shouldn't forget here is, for nearly 3 decades, the two main Dravidian parties, that is the AIDMK and the DMK, shared 30% of the votes each.
Right.
The remaining 40% was shared by all the other regional parties like PMK, MDMK, DMDK, and so on and so forth. I think there is a slight advantage as far as the DMK is concerned this time because it has Vijay Kant, who had joined hands with Jayalalitha in the last assembly elections, had to leave and is now backing the DMK.
Okay.
Very many people thought this would be a great advantage for the DMK. But that doesn't seem to be the case because I think the popularity of Vijay Kant himself, though he is known as captain, has dwindled over the last years. And the vote percentage of the DMK compared to 2014 has gone down even further. Jayalalitha in the Lok Sabha elections had taken her vote share to somewhere around 37-38%. Okay. Otherwise, the two of them had a vote share of 30% each. The net result was that the vote share of the DMK dropped to about 23-24%. And the gap between the two of them was as high as about 12 to 14%.
Okay.
In a state like Tamil Nadu, you can't bridge a gap of 12 to 14% because even if you have a vote share and a difference of 2 to 3%,
Right.
the difference in the streets can be quite phenomenal.
Absolutely. Mr. Ramachandran, I would want you to stay on with us in the studio because there's another story that I would want your comment on. And that's the Election Commission that's appointed black money surveillance team. And they've seized over 88 crores in cash in Tamil Nadu, which is the maximum among the 5 election-bound states. The total seizure is 4 times more than the poll-bound neighbor Kerala, and where 22.54 crores have been seized. In the latest report, the election officials seized 8 lakh unaccounted cash from a car in the Erode district in Tamil Nadu. Police say that 2 persons in the car could not produce proper documents, following which the money was seized by the officials and remitted to the sub-treasury at Bhavani. Elections officials have so far seized a whopping 147 crores so far from the 5 election-bound states. And senior journalist T.R. Ramachandran is with us in the studio. So, as far as elections and money power is concerned, Tamil Nadu seems to be certainly leading the list, 88 crores out of a total 147 crores. So, we've seen incentives and we've now seen literally money being distributed, being really part of the election campaign there. How does this impact the elections, and is it an indication of something?
Let me be very clear. Corruption doesn't make any difference in a state like Tamil Nadu. Because if the two Dravidian parties have ruled alternately, I mean, corruption is not anything that is new to the people there, or that it is such a big issue that a government in power can easily be toppled. In this particular instance, I think don't forget the kind of freebies that are being offered to the people is quite unimaginable. If Jayalalitha has offered 2 things, one is 50% of the money that it costs to buy a scooter will be borne by the government, by the state government. 50% would be borne by the person who's buying a scooter. There are several other freebies. The maximum number goes on the welfare of the people by either of the 2 state governments. She has also said that she is going to go in for prohibition in a staged manner. I don't know how much help prohibition will really have there, because even if you have prohibition, you are encouraging black market in liquor and spurious things, and I think you will only create problems for yourself. But as far as money power is concerned, listen, I think what most of us don't really understand is the money power that comes into play in elections, particularly in the southern states of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana now, which has newly been created, Tamil Nadu, and to some extent in Kerala as well. You yourself mentioned just a minute ago that as much as 88 crores has been recovered, which would have been distributed.
And 147 from Assam, Kerala, West Bengal. In total, it is that much. So 88 crores from Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu alone.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the extent of bribery that goes on to the people. You know, despite all this talk of bringing about prohibition, I think the very fact that with that kind of money being distributed to the people, you think liquor is far behind. Liquor is also being distributed. So in the overall analysis, the one great advantage that the people of Tamil Nadu have with these alternate governments of DMK, AIDMK in Tamil Nadu for the last 27 years is that people accept that this kind of corruption is on, and it is better for them to rotate the governments because the free P is coming to you in various forms, either as computers, you know, gold given as incentives, television sets, and for marriage of a daughter, certain amount of money being distributed is a big boon, and that most of these people below the poverty line at least in the jhuggi, jhompris or huts wherever they live, they have a fridge, they have an AC, they have television, and now they will probably have a scooter plus cooking utensils, which are also not very easy to buy.
All right, so it's indeed a warped way of empowerment, but let's see what the electorate in Tamil Nadu does. Mr. T. R. Ramachandran, thank you very much for coming in and throwing light on what is going on in Tamil Nadu and analysing that for us. Now, the Election Commission is going all out with its awareness campaigns to ensure maximum voter turnout in the upcoming polls. The EC wants to ensure that Tamil Nadu sees 100% ethical voting in these polls. Here are some of the innovative measures taken by the Commission.
In a bid to ensure 100% voting, the Election Commission has tied up with milk brand Avin to carry election awareness messages on all milk packets. With over 25 lakh people buying Avin milk every day, the EC is hopeful that the awareness messages will get maximum reach. The Commission is striving to achieve its election motto of 100% ethical voting in the state.
सब लोग की सोच की करने का, दबाने का, वोट लगाने का, ये जरूर पड़ने सबको फर्ज है हो।
ये सरकार बता रहा है।
सरकार को बता रहा है। ऐसा पेपर में, इसमें दूध में, होटल में, वो होटल के बिल में ऐसे डालो तो सब कुछ जरूर पड़ेगा। सोच के घर में नहीं बैठने का।
Supermarket chains like Big Bazaar are also doing their bit to spread awareness. The chain's carry bags are printed with election date and awareness messages.
This is a good initiative actually. This will create awareness among people so that everyone will come and vote, and this will improve the voting percentage. I think this is a good initiative.
If you are giving one vote, it will be change your future. It may be. So आप लोग का एक कैंपेन जो चल रहा है बहुत बढ़िया है. आप लोग 16 मई को वोटिंग करना जरूर जाइए आप लोग.
To ensure everyone comes out to vote, the Election Commission is also in a process to making polling booths disabled friendly. Extra security forces will also be deployed in sensitive areas to maintain the law and order situation in the state.
पहला था फोकस की रजिस्ट्रेशन करिए, फिर दूसरा था 100% टर्न आउट. हम लोगों का स्लोगन है 100%, टी एन 100%. पहला रजिस्टर करिए आप उनका वोटर लिस्ट में नाम. दूसरा 16 मई को आके आप वोट डालिए, मीन्स यू शुड नॉट सिट एट होम एंड कम एंड वोट. तीसरा है कि 100% एथिकल वोटिंग. यू शुड नॉट एक्सेप्ट मनी फॉर कास्टिंग योर वोट. सो हमारा स्लोगन है नो नोट फॉर वोट.
The EC had taken up the 100% voting campaign after coming across very low polling percentage in some booths in the 2011 Assembly polls and 2014 Lok Sabha elections. Ravindra Shoran's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi today cancelled his two-day visit to the poll-bound South Indian states of Puducherry, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Rahul made the announcement in a series of tweets citing health reasons. Yesterday, top Congress leaders had met Home Minister Rajnath Singh seeking adequate security to the party vice president after an unsigned letter threatening to attack Rahul Gandhi was received by the Puducherry Congress unit leaders. Rahul was scheduled to address a rally of the Congress-DMK alliance in Karaikal in Puducherry today. Time for a short break. Lots more on the other side. Do stay tuned.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching Verdict 2016. Time for news from Kerala now, where BJP President Amit Shah targeted Congress President Sonia Gandhi in an election rally in Thrissur district. The BJP National President was responding to Sonia Gandhi's speech in Thiruvananthapuram yesterday, in which the Congress President reacted to her Italian origin allegations by the BJP.
सोनिया जी कल देश प्रेम की दुहाई दे रही है. मैं सोनिया जी को बताना चाहता हूं कि सोनिया जी आपको देश को बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. देश आपके पुत्र प्रेम को जानता है. देश नेशनल हेराल्ड के प्रति आपके प्रेम को जानता है. पूरे देश को मालूम है कि आपको किसके प्रति भाव है।
And our correspondent Akhilesh Shuman has been travelling across Kerala to get us the latest from there. He's live from Alapura in Kerala now. Elections are just a few days away now, Akhilesh, and the poll tempo really rising with the stalwarts from the national parties now coming into the campaign pitch.
Yeah, naturally, Kerala has become one of the major states as far as the BJP is concerned, because BJP is trying hard to enter into the state that has not entered in the whole past. Never ever any MLA of BJP was there. So that is why you are seeing the galaxy of leaders, right from Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Amit Shah to Nitin Gadkari. Everyone is flocking here and talking to the people about the development. But conversely, the Congress is telling that we are the government that has been given a new shape to the state and have created roads, have created flyovers, have given rise to the industries. But on the other hand, now the left front is telling that this development model is giving rise to displacement of the people, and people are forced to go abroad to seek the jobs. They are telling that these big projects that are coming to the state is actually the cause of corruption, the big corruption, big project. So they are telling that we should go green. Kerala should has attained a level of development, has attained a level of infrastructure that it needs to think otherwise. Not like any other state that has been industrialized on the model of big projects. Kerala needs to maintain its environment, and that is why when I asked the CPI leader that is the left going from red to green, he's amused and he's telling no, we are not going left to green, but we want an alliance of red and green. So it is a new slogan that even the CPM leader Achyutanandan is giving, CPI leaders are giving, and I think that this is going to have an impact on the people, because people of Kerala are trained in a fashion that they want change every 5 years, and so I think that this is going to be a major slogan of left front in this whole cauldron of development, even being spoken by the NDA or spoken by the UDF. Ishan.
All right, so left going green over there. Akhilesh, we'll keep a track of those elections as they happen in Kerala, all the campaigning that picks up pace there. Akhilesh, thanks very much for joining us for now. Now, Kollam district in Kerala is known for its cashew industry, palm trees and sea fish processing. With 11 assembly constituencies in its administrative territory, Kollam is considered a left bastion. But with two LDF allies switching sides to the UDF, the fight has become more interesting.
Kollam in southern Kerala was the biggest centre for roasting of cashew, peeling off cashew skin or getting the final product to the market. But things have changed in recent times, and the CPM claims it is due to the wrong policies of the UDF government. The left is alleging that people are losing their occupation due to this.
90% of the cashew industry is closed down because of the policies of the government, state government and central government. One is import tax increased. Another is no protection from the state government. So 2 lakh families who were getting some meager income is closed now.
The cashew industry employs more than 2 lakh women workers. It requires long sitting hours and high level of concentration. The women folk of the region are adept in this. The CPM alleges that due to lack of modernization and improper industrial climate, the industry in Kollam is losing out to competition elsewhere.
This is the cashew processing unit imported from Vietnam. Now people in Kollam districts, the industries, they are also importing such type of machines so that the manual processing is stopped and mechanization can take place.
On the other hand, the Congress claims that it has managed to revive the industry in the region. The party claims that the Women Chandy-led government has done tremendously well to safeguard the industry.
He did more for the Kerala people. His major projects are Vizhinjam Port, Cochin Metro, Cochin Smart City, International Airport in Kannur. These are the major projects he contributed for Kerala people.
However, the youth of the district are not amused with this. They say that the scope of employment has diminished. They say it's not just the cashew industry, but also sea fish processing, coconut and rubber industries too are also facing problems.
Kerala youth faces a lot of problem. Unemployment, underemployment, illiteracy, child labor is here. The students below 18 age, they are not going to schools and colleges in some areas. That is these tribal people, ST, scheduled tribes. All these face this problem of illiteracy.
The BJP too has criticized the government for its scheme or the lack of it, but the party has not spared the left either, saying they have no solution to the problem.
बेसिक प्रॉब्लम क्या है, कैशू वर्कर्स का है, और यहाँ से कैशू बिजनेस जो है पूरे का पूरा कैशू फैक्ट्रीज बंद हो गया ये अभी यूडीएफ शासन में, और कैशू फील्ड में जो ट्रेड यूनियंस है वो मैक्सिमम सीपीएम या सीपीआई का यूनियंस है, और ये लोग इस मुद्दे में यूडीएफ का साथ दे रहे हैं.
Kollam, like the rest of the Kerala, has a high literacy rate and the locals are active in social and political life. It remains to be seen which way they will vote this time around.
Because of the large number of laborers in this area, Kollam district has been dominated by the left front assembly members. But now UDF claims that it has done better than a left front government for the welfare of the laborers. It will be interesting to see that who loses and who wins in this district. But BJP anyway is trying to seek in anywhere and everywhere left front and UDF are claiming to be. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Sabha Television with camera person Om Prakash in Kollam.
Well, that's a wrap on this bulletin, but as we go, we'll leave you with this story of the rubber producer in this country, that is Kerala, because it has 90% of India's national rubber coming from there. But due to the global economic slowdown, the rubber prices have crashed to an all-time low, resulting in small and marginal farmers facing one of the toughest times of their lives. Our correspondent Neelu Vyas brings us this report from the rubber belt of Kottayam. Thanks so much for watching.
Terryun has been growing rubber in Kottayam for the last 40 years, but never before has he seen a financial crisis like what he has faced since 2013. Once an owner of 30 acres of rubber plantation, now he's left with just 2 acres as he had to sell his plantations due to the global crash in rubber prices.
ലോൺ എടുത്തൊന്നും വീട്ടാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല, വീട് പണി നടക്കുന്നില്ല, പിള്ളേരെ കോളേജ് സ്കൂളിലൊക്കെ ആക്കിയതാണ്. അതൊക്കെ മിക്കവാറും ഇനി വിളിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് പോരുക നടക്കുള്ളൂ. മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ നിവൃത്തിയില്ല, പൈസ കിട്ടുന്നില്ല, ഒരു തരത്തിൽ ഇത് മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല.
1 acre of rubber used to fetch around 250 rupees. After the crash, the prices have come down to less than 100 rupees. Like Terryun, almost 11 lakh rubber cultivators have either shifted to other crops or have been forced to sell off their land.
जिला एरिया में थोड़ा अच्छा खेती होने से सब खेती में रबर प्लांटेशन कर दिया. अभी खाना का फूड से एकदम कम नहीं मिलता है. या रबर में पैसा नहीं मिलने से सब लोग गरीब बन जाएगा, जल्दी गरीब बन जाएगा.
പൊരുത്തപ്പെടുന്നില്ല. പകുതി പിന്നെ ഒരു 75% ടാപ്പിംഗ് ചാർജും മറ്റ് 500 എല്ലാം കൂടെ വരുമ്പോഴത്തേനും 80-90% ചിലവാകും. പിന്നെ 10% കിട്ടുന്നത്. മറ്റേ ന്യായമായിട്ട് ഒത്തൊരു കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഒരു ന്യായമായ പ്രതിഫലം കിട്ടിക്കൊണ്ടിരുന്നത് ഇപ്പോൾ അതില്ല.
Chief Minister Oomen Chandy has lobbied for these rubber farmers extensively, who constitute the core of the voter base of the United Democratic Front, but has received only a half-hearted response.
At present, we are not getting the proper minimum price. Government has to fix the price in consultation with the farmers, because we are really doing it. So after that, I think fix a price and let us get the price.
Every panchayat for the time being has come up with rubber producing societies who are helping the small and marginal farmers with cultivation, tapping of latex and even marketing their produce, but that's not helping them the way it should.
If the government cannot give a subsidy right away, what the government has to do is let the government give a interest-free loan to the farmers. Suppose the government of India is giving an interest-free loan for 10 years. The immature period of rubber is approximately 10 years. Let them give 5 lakh rupees as interest-free loan for 10 years. We will be happy.
Kerala has demanded stringent enforcement to prevent the misuse of the import for export scheme. The state has also suggested establishing proper testing facilities in designated ports to ensure that cheap quality rubber imports do not kill the robust domestic industry.
There should be a balance between import and export. If the balance is not there, the price will again come down. So then for farmers who have to start planting, the planting subsidy we were giving is only 25,000 rupees as on now. This is to be increased. It comes only less than some 5% of the total cost of cultivation.
Today, the Indian rubber industry consists of a turnover of 12,000 crores, where the annual production varies between 6 to 7 lakh tons. Rubber farmers are demanding an increased minimum support price, which has not come to them till date.
Kerala government has given subsidy to the rubber farmers in the form of cash, which is really not enough. The need of the hour is for the centre and the state governments to sit together to find out immediate remedial measures as far as remunerations and interest-free loans to the rubber farmers are concerned. If that is not done soon, days are not far that the rubber farmers would flee from the scene and cultivation will come to a standstill. This is Neelu Vyas reporting from Kottayam for Rajya Sabha TV.